And it doesn't matter where you are in the range, the cameras are always watching. Police said that they were able to find evidence of an inappropriate relationship between the young boy and the commissioner through the app Snapchat. Now, police are not identifying the person because they say that they're still trying to notify his family. They say that earlier today they were in the area looking for clues and talking to the people who actually reported this incident to them. I'm standing here in front of the Washington County Circuit Court where just a few hours ago, Jacob Barajas pled guilty to first-degree child abuse resulting in personal injury. Lawmakers continue to push bills on this last day known as Sine Die as the Justice Reinvestment Bill has just passed through the House and the Senate. Governor Hogan says that he's pleased that more than half of his State of the State agenda has been addressed this session. The Senate will come back around 6:20 p.m. as the House is still discussing bills at this time. But if you look at the ones removed from the horses at the farm, they reached around 3 feet and weighed altogether 20 pounds. But if you don't mind being 24 feet in the air, then the ropes course is just for you. And this next story is sure to make you hungry. Students from the Blue Ridge Community and Technical College Hospitality Program baked a grand buffet of desserts to share with the community. And still to come tonight on WHAG News at 5:30, Lou Scally joins us with a check of the forecast. Lou, I'm actually very hungry now because of that. As you can see, the stands here at the Cumberland Racetrack are empty, and it's been like that for years. And that's why the County Commission is looking to tear it down. But residents who have their fondest memories here are looking to save it.
We got married here 5 years ago. We had all of our family and friends right there. It was a really special day for the both of us.
For Candy and Joe Marple, the Cumberland Speedway is home.
It's a thrill that you can't match unless you actually do it. You can't describe it to somebody. It's clean fun. It's honestly, it's what kept me out of trouble through my teenage years.
But now the races have stopped and the county commissioners are ready for a change.
It's the financial realities that they haven't been able to race out there regularly for over 5 years.
The last race here was in 2013 and Marcus Van Meter was the winner.
I pulled in Victory Lane 37 times on that front straightaway, and each time it was one of the best feelings of my entire life. Always.
There was a time when you couldn't see a blade of grass over there. It was all cars, and I just want to get back to that.
And it's those memories that the Marples want for their children as they rally the community to save the track.
There is someone out there. We just have to try and find that person or place to do it.
The county commissioners are looking to turn it into a concert venue, but they say they are open to residents' suggestions.
My main thing is I hope to see cars on this track again, full fields.
And as the county commission decides exactly what they're going to do with the racetrack, residents say they're going to keep up with the petitions, the Facebook pages, and the meetings to make sure they can do everything in their power to preserve their local history. Reporting in Cumberland, Brittany Marshall, WHAG News. The owner of Antietam Pharmacy says it's back to business as usual less than 2 weeks after he shot a man who tried to rob his store at gunpoint. I talked to David Riley to figure out exactly what happened.
I reached under my lab jacket, pulled out my gun, and from here I fired 3 shots, hitting him and 1 miss.
Firing those 4 shots was a decision that David Riley says he doesn't regret.
It was the only thing that I had available to do, and he made the decision for me.
Riley shot an armed robber 4 times after he came into his store demanding money from employees and oxycodone.
Every pharmacist is aware that people want your drugs, they want your money. There's a drug problem in Waynesboro. So all along I don't want to say we expected it to happen, but we know we're a target.
And that's why Riley carries his gun on his hip every day to not only protect his employees, but also his customers that were luckily not in the store when it all happened.
He was wild. He was pointing the gun at everybody. He was going to shoot somebody. There was no doubt in my mind. Having the gun in my office, having it hidden somewhere would have been totally useless. I had to have it with me, and I'm glad I did.
Riley says his staff has been trained on how to handle these situations. And over the 10 years he has legally owned his gun, he continues to train even with his lab coat on.
That was the biggest difference between there being, an accident here and the way that it actually played out. I was trained, I got training, I made sure I was proficient with the gun, and that's the big difference. Just having a gun is not a good idea if you don't know how to use it.
The robber is currently in critical but stable condition in the hospital. The owner says that he doesn't want to put in any new security equipment because he doesn't want to dwell on this situation, and he wants to make sure that his customers feel as comfortable as possible. Reporting in Waynesboro, Brittany Marshall, WHAG News. And the Maryland State Police are investigating an alleged murder of an inmate on Monday in the Maryland Correctional Institute in Hagerstown. Around 11 p.m. that night, troopers were told that an inmate, Benjamin Hall, was found lying on the floor of his cell unresponsive. Now, through investigation, police believe that Hall may have been in a fight with another inmate. He was given medical treatment but was pronounced dead on the scene. And there's just a little less than a week left for Maryland voters to register to vote in the presidential election. The deadline to register is next Tuesday, October 18th by 9 p.m. It's also the last day to update your address with the Board of Elections. And Montgomery County public school officials are already thinking about the next school year. The Board of Education voted to submit a waiver asking the state to start school before Labor Day next year. And Hurricane Matthew killed hundreds and displaced thousands of people in Haiti. And 2 local organizations in Virginia are mobilizing their resources to help those in need. WHAG's Jessica Marquez has more. And any amount donated to these organizations will help with emergency aid.